I'm going to start over because I already knew I was muted this time. Oh, my goodness. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 118. Today is Wednesday, March 7th, 2018, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
Oh, yeah. Soon to be straight 10. We work on it. So just to go ahead and just get started, who's the free Bitcoin winner?
All right, so one of our regulars, P-Man Van, thanks for your comment. Thank you for your comment about the Neo FUD. I had to explain this to a few people with emails or whatnot, a few people texting. Yes, they do have or seem to have a centralized way of the nodes working, but I have a long history in crypto of seeing that the FUD that has been for Ethereum, Dash, for Bitcoin itself hasn't stopped the growth from a trader standpoint. Are there some things that need to fix? Oh yeah, absolutely. Can't jump over that. However, if you have discipline, good TA, and we, like I said, people in our group sent plenty of them different price points to buy at. Definitely not now. P-Man Van explained Neo FUD is just something that will be there. Just buy lower for later. So. Thanks for that comment. Already sent you that free Bitcoin, P-Man Van.
There we go. Appreciate that comment and all the other ones too. We've been seeing a lot of good comments, a lot of good resources we've been redirected to read up on. I read yesterday actually, and I think it was Tim Neal. I got to look at the commenter name again, but they sent us a article that showed why the Tulip Mania actually didn't happen at all.
Yeah, I read that before.
Yeah, did you say it? Yeah.
I read it a while ago, and I've tried to put it into words. I'm not as well versed on why it's not. However, the actual description made sense. It was basically like it was the news that pumped it up that it was a mania. So people were buying it because it was a sort of a mania, but not really. And it was one of those things. It's just history. When it's written, do people believe it? So
well, one of the big things I saw was that a commenter they said basically in the 2000 paper by Earl Thompson, the Tulip Mania Factor Artifact adequately explained the tulip bubble as the effect of, can you believe this? The effect of legislation that forcefully transformed tulip futures contracts to options contracts, hereby enabling risk-free speculation, after which contract prices went through the roof and the government had to step in to halt trading in an attempt to undo the effects of its own wrongdoing. So again, government intervention too early on is which actually caused that mania and allowed people to promise to buy tulips, and in the end they didn't buy the things that they promised to get. So it wasn't that it was a bubble burst in the market. It was what's happening right now, over-regulation and legislation jacking up a free market. So
and that's why Giancarlo from the CFTC didn't want to stifle different innovations. Right. I think he's seen that happen too many times.
And then before we get started, as always, you can go to our website, join that Kirby Digital Assets group, the newsletter on there, as well as the Discord group we're building up. Gives you a shirt discount on sale. And then shout out to the podcast people who listen to podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate your feedback. You said you wanted. We put it up there on Google Play, iTunes, and Spotify. And really, we just got the last current episodes updated the last few days once our memory cleared again. So just a couple of stats. Our two biggest listeners are, of course, from California and then Michigan. I'm assuming that's all my people in Detroit. And following them, New Jersey is huge, I guess, with the podcast. And then overseas, we have Sweden and the UK as our top listeners. So big shout out to Sweden and the UK. We are be visiting both of those places soon.
Shout out Antonio.
All right, Antonio. Antonio again is going there. In the Middle East, we have a few different countries sporadically in the Middle East that are actually a top lister internationally. So shout out to the Middle East as well. I have roots there. Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, Oman. I know people in all those places. So shout out to the Middle East. South Africa is a huge place for us as well. And it looks like Apple, iTunes Podcast, and Spotify are the two choices everybody's using to download. So thanks again.
Download it, people.
You all asked for those podcasts. We made sure we put those up. Didn't actually realize the feedback would be this positive, so thanks for that. And just moving forward, if there's anything else you all like to see from our channel, make sure you put that in there. We might do that for the free Bitcoin later. So. All right. And to the news now. Consortium of 61 Japanese banks to release instant mobile payment app powered by Ripple. The Japanese bank consortium will release an instant domestic payments mobile app called MoneyTap using Ripple's technology in the fall of 2018. Ripple's blog reported yesterday. Now, really quick, one of the things I want to hit. They're not using Ripple, the coin, the token. They're using the technology.
It's a company.
Right.
Yeah.
They're using the distributed ledger technology. So that's one of the things that must be separated when you hear these stories early on, because people just see Ripple and go, oh, buy. Like, you know.
Yeah. And I think people were waiting on Ripple to get added to Coinbase, which ain't happened. It just looks like the news that people were anticipating with the small jumps in price. But yeah, it's Ripple, the company. They're using their technology. We just discussed SBI, another company who uses Ripple technology, buying a app, and now we got Money Tap.
It's actually SBI Asia that's leading this consortium.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so Money Tap, yeah, they definitely, they're trying to get in mobile apps. Like we've been trying to explain to you, they need Ripple technology to settle these cross bank payments for SBI, because they've been testing it, and they got to come up with something. It's been 3 years now? It's been since 2015. You got to come up with something. So.
Got to stick, got to poke it.
Yeah,
Move.
Come on, man. Yeah,
right.
do something.
Yeah.
have a use case, please.
Right.
Have a use case.
Please, I done bought way too much of this. I need you to do something.
Oh yeah.
Well, kind of interesting to see that again. We already told you can make money on Ripple in the short term, long term. Even with this distributed ledger technology that these banks are picking up, again, they're just slowing down the inevitable. They're doing everything but trying to go to Bitcoin blockchain or some of these other decentralized popular ones. They're trying to stay on that centralized base. They shake hands and kiss babies with the CEO and executive team of Ripple. So, and again, here's why it's a little bit easier for Ripple's technology to be implemented in banks, because Bitcoin doesn't have a CEO. Yeah. There isn't that one person.
There's no face,
right?
hands to shake.
Right. There is somebody calling up these different bankers in different countries and set them offices everywhere and say, hey, you guys should use this blockchain tech, Bitcoin on the backbone of it. No, but Ripple has a team of people doing that. So, 61 banks, I won't be surprised to see even more banks pick up Ripple's technology. And in the end, they're all going to face the same fate. That's what's interesting about it.
Yeah, followers.
Followers. But, it's kind of pivoting from Ripple. Seeing this in the comments right now, so we'll go ahead and hit on it. Binance is down and Viacoin is up. Viacoin is up with a pump. Man. What is going on with Binance? People are saying hat. They're saying they suspended withdrawals. What is going on with Binance?
Oh, yeah. So if you were up early this morning, like I was, and you saw the early Binance drop, or I should say pump from Viacoin, because it looks like a market maker bot actually just started buying up.
Yep, I just saw somebody said, Chamberlain said Binance, you don't think Binance was hacked?
Someone from a third-party API keys,
right?
And they would make a trade. Yeah, so it's unclear exactly who or how it happened. However, Viacoin did go over 300% in one candle.
Woo! How about them gains?
Proceeded right back down. And also too, there is a large block of Bitcoin being sold. It looks like on Bitfinex, about 12,000 Bitcoins worth were sold at almost one time. So you saw $1,000 coin drop. BitMEX is still not working.
Gotta love that crypto market.
And when you wake up to stuff and stuff is happening like that, it's just sort of a friendly reminder that anything can happen. The liquidations were sort of hilarious, because there were people like $9 million. I saw a $9 million liquidation. That was one of those things where if you aren't risk averse and you don't take precautions, boom, money gone just like that.
It happens quick.
$9 million in 2 seconds. So that is, a couple of things this morning you may have seen if you woke up. But yeah, very, very, very interesting to see what happens with that the Binance Viacoin thing, because we don't know. We don't know whose third-party API was hacked, whose keys were taken. So we'll see.
Again, this is what makes the crypto market interesting. You don't see this in any other markets. You don't see a 300% gain in a matter of minutes or a couple of hours. You don't see exchanges go down. And this is another reason why. It's one of the things we tweeted yesterday, I believe. But if you're in the crypto market, oh no, we didn't. We were talking about if you're in the crypto market right now, next 2 to 3 years, because Ramo was saying how Roger Ver is now partnering with some bank or big company.
Yeah,
of course, they're paying them. Yeah, Goldman Sachs. So of course they're paying them
money.
some obscene fund. But at this point, all this stuff that you're living through and you're trading through right now, in the next couple of years, every main company and bank's going to hire you. For the industry, it's good news, because I can tell you now, they don't know what they're doing in this space. When you talk about a token that's going up 300% rather quickly, and then exchanges going down, and how to maneuver around all that stuff, or the person who got liquidated for $9 million, come on.
A few of them. It was like 9, 6,
Oh
3.
my goodness, come on. This sounds like a rookie move if you ask me. Sounds like they joined crypto on a bull run.
Yeah.
They thought they were experts, and then boom, It hit them at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. out the blue one.
Man, I saw so many inverse headed shoulders made me sick. I was like, here we go.
Right. Yep. For sure. Speaking of exchanges, crypto exchange Coinbase is back in the news. They've launched a 4-coin index fund. Of course, it is only for accredited investors.
Oh man,
that is what people still don't understand that use Coinbase. Listen, if you aren't wealthy and you're using Coinbase, even if you are wealthy, you definitely shouldn't be
pushing
using
you
it.
out.
But if you aren't wealthy and you're still using Coinbase, just stop. It's not for you. I mean, this is like, come on. They launched the index fund only for accredited investors. They use almost all their platforms are actually used with bigger institutions and traditional and accredited investors. It is not for the little guy. Fight back. Your way of doing that is to stop using them.
Stop using them. They're basically doing, what the market does is they use institutional investors to get, sort of the big money flowing in after they've used regular people as the foundation. So once the foundation's gone, then all those institutional investors will leave with you because they built millions of people who trusted Coinbase to use it. However, those people can easily just leave, get rid of accounts, go to another exchange, and then the institutional investors will flow there, and then their business model at somewhere else will change. Possibly to now we got to appease the institutional investors. Right. Let's get this index fund, let's get GDAX going, this and that. Let's get Bcash on there just at random
Let's
times.
go and manipulate the market.
Yeah, so that's what happens, and it happens over and over. But in decentralized economies, you can leave. That's the best part. At any point, you could just walk away from any type of project. So Uphold. Yeah, somebody's put Uphold on there, definitely.
Yeah, it's a bunch of Uphold, local Bitcoin. At this point, you can actually just do local Bitcoins. Get the, what's the wallet that everybody kind of likes? Exodus. Get an Exodus wallet, get local Bitcoins, and you can literally buy, sell, and trade using those two platforms alone. Like you don't even need exchange at this point. You can onboard and offboard your money with local Bitcoins, Gemini, Uphold, whatever. Send it to your Exodus wallet and start trading or start buying different coins from there. You don't even need the exchange anymore.
Yeah, and if you're buying small amounts, Airbits, Edge wallet, Bread wallet, Copay, there's a bunch of wallets where you can buy up to $1,000 worth a day. And like I know people that are like, well, I only buy like once a month, like a couple hundred worth. Right. That's perfect for you because you're within your limits and it's pretty easy to set up with Vladimir. So
Or, of course, Bitcoin meetups. Find one local one in your city. Go to it with your laptop, phone. I'm sure somebody will be there to trade with you.
Need somebody at a McDonald's, slide them cash in a McDonald's bag or a McDonald's pie.
And then
slide it open down.
I would say last but not least, just looking from a professional standpoint, I can tell you now, if you talk about you're using Coinbase, at this point, I don't think you would be respected in the industry. Because people are going to look at you like, you said, you're an expert, but you still using Coinbase? So I don't know, let's see. What else is going on around the world? It looks like Russia is back in the news. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has signaled cryptocurrency regulation in the country should become law by July 1st this year, according to the government publication. I'm not going to try to pronounce it.
That's a lot of
Right, you saw that? Putin has set in stone the release date for a regulatory package now called the Digital Assets Regulation Bill, which first appeared last year. Okay, again, we're about to jump into regulation talks again, not just with them, even here at home. But the bottom line is, even those in Russia, China, whatever, your government cannot suddenly take over an entire global payment processing system and technology just because they think it's unfair that they can't control it. Or that maybe that they're corrupt. So, again, it's kind of crazy that, Putin's a smart guy, but even he's coming out like, hey, we're going to launch our, what they call it, Digital Assets Regulation Bill. You know what? At this point,
come on, man.
If you can make enough in crypto this next year and a half, 2 years, it won't matter what bill they put out. All right, there will be many more mechanisms for you to sidestep the nonsense of public appointed positions trying to take overt control.
Let's go to Liberland.
Right, there we go.
Liberland's actually coming out with their own crypto, which is funny. So there'll never be in the cryptocurrency space, in my opinion, a way to clamp everyone down because then people will just exchange whatever it is that they think has value that they're controlling to something else. So, if there's a whole country that uses a cryptocurrency like Liberland that started from scratch, backed by Bitcoin, and they don't have that rule, I don't see how they can stop it. So
right. This is ridiculous.
People are mobile.
But hey, from Russia to the United States, it looks like we're all doing the same thing. New York federal judge rules that CFTC, of course the Commodities Commission for all the trading, can regulate cryptocurrencies as commodities. Again, we just talked about it yesterday. I forgot. Who do we have yesterday that came out? That said that they're going to regulate it. Was it the CFTC? I don't know. Whoever it was yesterday came out and basically said in the United States that their agency could regulate crypto, and now you have a New York federal judge.
Yeah.
Was it? Okay, it was CFTC twice. Yeah. Now a New York federal judge is agreeing that they can regulate.
Yeah.
So if it is regulated as commodity, again, I am still confused as a user, as a person in business with it. All right, so how does this apply to IRS? How does it apply to the SEC? How does it apply to the what was it, the other in something NAR or something, National Regulatory Body?
Yeah.
I don't know. How does it apply to all of you? You all keep changing sides or what you want to do. We talked about this yesterday. And again, I don't even trust a New York. Not only do I not trust it, a New York federal judge should not be allowed to have any say in crypto because we've already seen how biased they are in the court cases of Ross Ulbricht and the rest of these crypto people, folks in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And they're biased because New York is ran by Wall Street. It is literally up. They're like the same building next door to each other. So you have a multi-trillion-dollar industry right next door to you, and you think there is no influence happening. Come on.
Their kids probably go to the same school.
We already know it's influence happening. We already know it's corruption happening. We already know it's bias. So for a New York federal judge to come out and say anything about cryptocurrency, period, that's absurd. If anything, I want to hear a California judge say something about it. I don't want to hear a New York judge. No one cares what you have to say in New York. If you haven't figured that out, I thought Silicon Valley taught them that. No one cares about you, New York. Not the people, just the federal judge specific.
And the thing about New York is they've stifled cryptocurrency advancement there by, banning people from using exchanges if you're from New York. You can't do this if you're from New York. And in my opinion, of course, it came from the Wall Street people. However, the Wall Street people, they have it wrong. Cryptocurrencies are not commodities. They're totally different things because there are cryptocurrencies. We've already seen it now that over time they'll go away to nothing. Are those commodities as well? Are you telling me Dogecoin is a commodity?
Right. Right.
Come on. Is Bitbean a commodity? This is
Red coin a commodity. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw them out there.
Let's throw them all out there because that's the thing is you can literally make a joke coin. I have developers.
It's literally just the ones that can make you a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, the ones that can make you rich. Because I I have developers I've talked to that they tell me now it's easy enough you can make a coin in 30 minutes. Copy and paste GitHub pull request, boom, and you got a cryptocurrency. So people could just create commodities out the blue. For one, that's what they're saying, and for two, whatever rules they apply to it. Somebody could just innovate on top of that and say, well, we covered those rules, but we got this on top of it. So, good luck with Monero, because what's a ring signature? Is that a part of it? So, it's interesting. I will say that New York is using judges now to try and push them over the edge.
Right, and it's kind of critical. You just hit it on the head. So it's the same as the Morningstar and rating bureaus before earnings. They need to be separate. Yeah, you saw with the AAA ratings and all that with the housing thing. Even now you got, was it Credit Suisse that's trying to rate cryptocurrencies? Yeah. Even though they have no experience and no subject matter experts, I have not seen them put any advisor on their website or tout any advisor out there that, hey, granted, it'd be different. They're like, hey, we have Andres Antonopoulos here. We've gotten his insight. We got an insight of the top 10 people, maybe Tap Scott, some of these other people. But no, you literally have some unknown backward agency that couldn't even do the right thing in their ordinary industries come over to crypto and say, well, we're actually going to try to implement our stuff here. Yeah. So I think what I would like to see happen long term, well, not long term, next 3 to 5 years, once all these regulations keep adding up to these different coins and stuff, I want a community-wide effort to either create or go after the Dogecoin, the Bitbean, or even create one out the blue, literally out the blue, and just give the tweet, push the tweet out, send a text message, hey, at 1 a.m. today, we are going to sell everything we have in every other coin and buy this one, and watch with Wall Street and the U.S. government and Russia and China, watch them lose their heads since they won't understand still what decentralized means. So they can keep pushing these regulations out. They can keep trying to forcefully tell you how you're going to be taxed or what cryptocurrency is. As long as you don't believe it, it won't work, people, period.
Yeah. That's why I can't wait till we get some people on the moon. That's going to be a hilarious conversation. Oh, you got a payment for somebody on the moon? We need to tax that. That is not your jurisdiction.
Listen,
just making up stuff now.
I'm telling you now, if regulators come this way, tar and feather come back out. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's like a 10-day jail sentence. I've never been, but I can survive 10 days, all right? I'm tar and feathering the regulators out here. Straight up old school.
Old school.
I'm hiding outside government buildings getting with a bunch of people tar and feather all day. You give them a wedgie. Give them wedgies and swirlies like 6th grade for them.
Yeah, your neck.
All right.
Just
So
walking out the building.
speaking of some of the folks in government, Steve Bannon, former chief strategist, U.S. President Donald Trump, said that cryptocurrencies could be an asset to the European anti-establishment movement at an event sponsored by the Swiss newspaper Die Woche. I can't pronounce it. Yesterday, at his lecture in Zurich, Bannon stated that cryptocurrencies and the blockchain will, quote, empower the populist movement, empower companies, and empower governments to get away from central banks that debase your currency and make slave wages. Okay, not saying anything new, but I'm glad to see a talking head like that say that, because he is right. It will empower those small business companies. It will empower those smaller governments that get sanctioned because they're not playing by the central banks and the U.S. government's rules or the EU's rules. And yeah, it will, allow you to have more money than the slave wages they pay. He's also quoted by saying, once you take control of your currency, once you take control of your data, and once you take control of your citizenship, that's when you're going to have true freedom. I agree with the last thing, except citizenship. We're on the trajectory of a globalist or borderless society, which I like, with the global currency and all that.
So much to see, man.
There's so much to see.
Why would you limit yourself to
right?
I'm
Stop choosing sides. Go see the world. This whole world is the home for anybody. Okay, but other than that, again, same thing that a lot of people in the space have said. But I'm happy to see there's a talking head like Bannon coming out and kind of re-hint on that point that yes, once you have crypto, once you have all this, you have your own data, then you can literally be a free human being on this world. So
oh yeah. So if you're one of those people who you keep talking about you want to be free one day or changes, this is pretty much the only way. Because if you don't have control of your currency, you're basically just figuring out a way to give back your money to banks.
Right.
Every good idea you have, you're gonna end up giving it right back to them. So crypto actually moves your way. So, and we've been saying that for years. True freedom can't come unless you control your money, and nobody has been able to do it until 2009. Congratulations, we're here now. So, hopefully, people take heed. Some people are still Ned Fleathers and oh
my goodness,
still saying, "Well, I don't understand how it doesn't work right now." Like, okay,
it has to work at this moment.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like everything else is just, and that's that short term, that short term mentality of a lot of people. That the short term gratification. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh, yeah. People just want to win right now. They don't want to put in work. They just want to wake up and everything's finished, even though they haven't put anything into the industry, which is very interesting.
Yep. Well,
listen,
we're trying to show you here.
2020 is going to be a good year, people. 2020 will be the rules without the rulers.
Exactly.
Once you have enough crypto. All right, so South Korea government bans officials from crypto holding and trading. I thought they were letting them do it. What's going on?
Well, they flip-flopped a little bit. They said they don't know if they want to allow them, but a lot of government officials already have it. But now it looks like South Korea is officially banning government officials from holding and buying cryptocurrency, which to me it looks like a good opportunity for somebody to come in with an underground hedge fund for government workers and basically be like, well, just give me the money.
Like, how are you going to ban anybody?
Yeah, exactly.
Again, all this, we said that regulations were going to be coming in February and March. Like we said it. But I didn't know it was going to be this ridiculous.
Hey, and I mean, what if you got a miner go into a wallet that you forgot about? Hey, man, what they going to do? Just go into a hardware wallet in a safe somewhere. They're just going I don't understand, but yeah. Well, they basically told him, it was like, oh, you want to work for the government? Yeah, you can't be having no extra money on the side.
They're basically scaring people because there's no way to regulate these people. Let's make sure that fact is understood. I won't say there isn't any way, but there right now is like very hard to regulate this thing, if at all possible. So the fact that all these countries, Russia with their new bill today, the U.S. and this New York federal judge, we know is biased and probably corrupt. I don't know how they're still a judge. But all these people trying to tell you what you can and can't do and how you're going to look at crypto, they have no way to enforce this. The best shot they have is to get these, some of the bigger names out there, which they do. They grab them, they crucify them, and give them unfair sentencing, and hopes to scare everybody else and hope to scare the other little sheep. But literally, if everyone just goes there, who cares, and keeps pushing forward, then they cannot do anything about it. So it's try. It's funny that they try.
Demand is everything, man.
Yeah. A1 Dub said, how can you ban crypto buying? I'm glad they are trying to do that so everybody can see them fail flat on themselves.
The world is watching. Right. This is one of the only times where people actually, ears and eyes are open at the same time while they're making money. You know what I mean? Like before, it's like if you were paying attention to everything, you really didn't have time to work a job. But there are people now who can pay attention to everything, and they made enough from crypto to sustain themselves to see it coming. And a lot of people can see this coming people are preparing themselves now. Even I know people that are big money people. They won't say it out loud,
Right?
But they know what's coming, and
come on,
they're basically making these rules so that they can buy their own crypto. I mean, we've already seen that.
And you want to talk about big money people? You know, some of the people we met already out in LA, they've already made it clear that they want their business to go into the ecosystem. They understand the risk, and they're like, yeah, let's push forward anyway.
Let's push forward,
yeah. So it's all about a money game. If you got enough money right now, if you have enough money for a legal team, you're already golden. I don't know why. I mean, so for all these businesses that are changing their name to blockchain or Credit Suisse trying to rate it and stuff, don't get me wrong. From the business side of things, I understand. Yeah. Because why not? Let's go ahead and push for it. Let's see what we can do. What type of money we can make. Let's bully our way into this space since we don't have any real expertise.
Exactly.
And see what happens next. Couple comments I want to give a shout out to. We mentioned Ned Flanders, Jamal J just gave us the best one I ever seen, the Diddley Gang. I think we're gonna. I'm about to put that as a note. Ned Flanders and the Diddley Gang. That was I like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really like that one because I'm telling you that amounts for like 90% of government workers and even military. Hey, I'm gonna throw it out there. People, you listen. You try to talk about going left when everybody else says right, they're gonna be like,
oh yeah,
that's not a line.
Get that out of line.
So that's some of the Diddley Gang. And then let's see.
Somebody said, watch out for the heart attacks in South Korea.
But
oh yeah, them random heart attacks in South Korea.
Crypto Q said it's called a cardiac flu. There we go. Yeah, South Korea better watch out. We saw what happened to the last guy who tried to push back. So we'll see what happens in the next few weeks.
Oh yeah.
Let me see.
Flanders of the week. Yeah,
I like that. The Flanders of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, the Flanders of the week, honestly, be have the people we all know because that's the way it works. There's people right next to you at work, home, school, whatever, that you're trying to tell them that, hey, you can be in charge of your own stuff from now on. They're looking like, well, did the government say it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, did somebody authorize it for me?
Right. So, all right. Other than that, that is it for the free Bitcoin today. Again, thanks for the heads up on the podcast. Some of the other things you all say you want to see or what you think can help us get better. So for the free Bitcoin and quotes, constructive criticism, people, tell us what you think you want to see from our channel moving forward or what you think we might be able to do to help us get better. Of course, we'd always don't take these things into account, but they're great ideas. We don't mind implementing them as well. And we appreciate all the feedback from you all every day. So, truly thankful.
The best crypto show in the world.
Right.
Obviously.
Gentleman, the Crypto's name of the podcast, Sergeant Crypto. You told him obviously. There we go. But yeah, so go ahead and give us that feedback. We appreciate it all. Other than that, you have anything else?
That's all for me.
All right. We'll see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m.
10-ish.
Flat.
It'll be 10-ish.
Oh, it'll be 10-ish. All right. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Cheers.
Have a good one.
All right. This is Jamal.